this window. I gotta get this window situation figured out because it's like super bright, like right behind me. But
Just take 4 pieces of cardboard.
yeah, the thing is
Paint
that
them white so it doesn't look like trash.
Yeah. I probably have like 4 pieces of cardboard in this office that I could use.
Perfectly fit those dimensions.
But
Those
I'm
are
just too
cardboard
lazy to do
dimensions
it.
right there. Like,
Yeah,
that's
it's
a
like perfect size.
pretty
like a
standard
box.
cardboard box dimension.
But that involves doing stuff, and I'm not good at doing stuff until the last minute.
Do you not have an office administrator, Joseph?
I got to get one of those. Once we start making money off the pod. That's
all right. So in 2035, we're getting an intern.
When I reach Joe Rogan status.
Well, if you're Joe Rogan status, you wouldn't have to worry about the windows anymore.
Yeah, if I was Joe Rogan status, I wouldn't be doing it in Southfield.
No, I mean I would as a flex. Like,
Yeah,
can you
I guess.
imagine like Bill Maher having to fly to Southfield to do a pod because you're that influential? You know?
Yeah.
Like, just move to obscure like if Chappelle started a podcast, it's like you got to come to Dayton.
Yeah.
Like everyone in the world would go to Dayton,
Probably.
Ohio, to be on the podcast.
He has a comedy club in Yellow Springs. I'm like, I guess I'm going to Yellow Springs.
Yeah. He opened up at the same time Rogan did. I
Yeah.
think even before,
Yeah.
which was great. That was like a
No, he has a new one. That's like it's not
one of
open.
the Firehouse.
Oh, maybe it is.
It's like
I thought it
maybe
wasn't
maybe
open
it
yet.
didn't open before Rogan's. Okay, I know the plans. I know it was announced anyways at the same
Yeah.
time. Maybe it didn't open yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna drive down to Ohio every week?
I used to drive down to Ohio every other day.
Really?
yeah. That's what you had to do during the pandemic to get time.
Ah, okay.
So like,
Yeah.
that's fine. Dayton's like only 4 hours,
Okay.
which really isn't that bad.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like that's like if I was at my house and I'd drive to Muskegon, like the west side of Michigan, basically. It's the
Yeah.
exact same drive. It's just when you throw a state border in between there, it seems further, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why like people forget like New York's only 8 hours away if you really want to go to New York for like even the day.
Yeah.
It's very possible.
Yeah. Like I like the show that I'm doing. I'm having people from Grand Rapids like come to it.
Okay.
And like I'm like I don't know. I wouldn't drive 2 hours to come to this show, but hey, you know.
I will.
Yeah.
That's why no one's gonna remember your name, Joe.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's why right
Exactly.
there. I will not. I've driven 4 hours to do comedy to 3 people in a blizzard, and then got in my car and went right back.
Oh, this
home.
was a couple months ago, right?
No, this was
Oh.
most of 2020.
Really?
Like, no, a couple nights ago. That was no, I did.
No,
I did,
a couple months ago.
A couple months ago.
There was like a snowed-in theater that you were at.
Oh, yeah, that was up in Lexington. Yeah, I was just chilling on the couch, and like some other comics were like, "Hey, I can't. I'm the feature and the host, and we can't make it. And I know you're a lot closer because they were like down here, and I live like
Okay.
an hour away,
Okay.
up in Port Huron." And so, like, I was like 20 minutes away from the venue.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, I guess I'll make it. Like, I looked outside
fucking
and it's dumping
pussies.
snow, but I was like, let's do this, baby. And then you get there and it's like the real, like, badasses are there. Because it's like a
Yeah.
400-seat theater that was like sold out. And there's 120 people there. And they're not even like all sat together, like in the front or anything. It's just like it looks like the crowd's balding almost. You know, there's just
parodic,
there's
like,
just
balding.
patches of people everywhere. Like there was no It was a fucking shit show, but it was cool. The headliner was awesome. The venue was beautiful, awesome. The owners were great. It was just such a funny situation.
Yeah.
That was a tough room.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially because I was, balls deep into some Final Fantasy VII. So
Can't ruin your sesh.
yeah, dude, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, finish the sesh. Yeah. All right, we're back with the P-Boys. I'm just the only P-Boy. I'm here. Joining me today is longtime friend of the show.
Do I look like a Nazi on camera? Do I look Nazi?
A little bit.
A little bit. I do like. I don't like this camera. I wish I couldn't see it. Honestly, I'm so. Flip it over because I'm so insecure with it. I keep looking like, oh wow. I mean, I'm trying to lose weight, but it's like, is it?
You're looking
because
good.
The camera's low. Like I'm trying to like get eye level.
The angle. It's the
I
lighting.
did
think.
notice. I did notice like when I got my picture taken for my new day job. You know, making that side money while I pursue the comedy
Driving
that
4
pays
hours.
so well. Yeah, the driving to nowhere for nothing. they took like a photo for my ID and they took it from like a down angle, and I realized I look like a fucking manatee.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's inspiring lifestyle change, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I immediately went on Amazon and ordered like 2 sets of dumbbells and like a bench. I was like, no, we can't do this. We're not gonna be that guy anymore, anyways.
Yeah. You're looking great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That camera adds 1,000.
Yeah, the camera has some pound.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was trying to think of a joke, but I couldn't.
Gotcha.
And I didn't want to disappoint you with my lackluster jokes.
Oh, I love lackluster jokes, dude. They're my favorite.
Not mine.
No.
No.
Each their own.
What?
I said teach their own.
Yeah.
Teach their.
Dan Grinnell is here. Dan Grinnell.
Grinnell.
Yeah.
It's Grinnell, dude. That was my whole childhood. Was Grinnell.
Yeah.
Grinnell.
Is it French?
Yeah.
Grinnell.
Yeah, we're it's cool. We did that. My wife got me that 23andMe before,
Yeah.
and it was like wherever there was like pillaging, we were there.
You're there.
Yeah, dude. Like so, the
Viking blood.
Yeah, Vikings that conquered Normandy. Boom. Yeah. Then they're like, we're bored here. Let's go conquer northern England. Then they're like, we're bored here. Let's go to the New World.
Yeah.
And conquer those engines.
Yeah. You have a history of conquering. That's why you
it's
fucking
fun.
conquer the comedy scene.
Yep, trying to. Wherever there's a war crime, you'll find a Grinnell in history. That's how I view it now.
Yeah. You're pillaging.
Yeah, dude. Well, you know, someone had to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and we're closing out the month of whatever Seagal month. I don't even remember what month.
it's
it is.
Seagal month.
It started off as B action movies, but then we watched one Seagal movie.
Which one did you watch?
Well, I watched 2. So I watched Under Siege and
Under Siege. Gotta watch Under Siege.
yeah.
That's the big one.
and Mercenary for Justice.
Great name, dude. That's such a. You can always tell when the career's meh.
Yeah.
When they keep adding words to your titles. Like Van Damme's best movies are like Lionheart.
Yeah.
You know, In Hell.
What was the one I watched last week? It was something ridiculous like that, but it was just like the fighter cop or some shit like that.
Okay.
Like you know,
It gets
it's just
less
like
specific.
nonsense. It's just like military adjacent word plus like man.
It's like a basic concept, but they didn't even try to use like flashy words.
Yeah.
Fight officer.
Yeah. The karate military.
Yeah.
Or some shit.
Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, the karate young adult.
Yeah.
It's just like not fun.
I'd watch that one.
Yeah, the kicking young
Steven
adult.
Seagal. He's the Mr. Miyagi.
Oh,
He's doing an Asian accent.
can't ever pick a hot woman. It's always got to be the ugly old lady in my movies.
Yeah.
Hot women are the devil. I don't know if this even sounds like Seagal, but
He does like a weird like Cajun black guy. Like he just sort of turned into like,
yeah.
yeah, what's up, brother? Like, you know.
Oh, when he was doing Lawman,
yeah.
Steven he did talk like that every time.
yeah.
Like, oh, what's up? Selling Percocets. Well, you know that's a crime here in, what was it, Arizona or something like that. They do wild shit in the West. But which, can you imagine, by the way, like you just smoked like some high-end crack or like meth or something like that, or maybe you just dropped some acid and you get pulled over and you're freaking the fuck out, and Steven Seagal wearing like yellow tinted sunglasses at midnight is the one that walks up to your car and asks for license and registration.
He probably was watching a Steven Seagal movie before he got arrested.
Oh, there's a solid
he's
chance,
like,
dude.
oh shit, I'm in the movie.
He's wearing like only one leg's cut off of his jean. You know what I mean? Like Doritos and other assorted chips are there.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that guy, not in a bag either. They're just there, crunched up around on his coffee table.
Just the crystal meth.
Yeah. And
Laced
for
with
some reason, they like
Fritos.
Diet Pepsi. I don't know why.
A 2-liter, but it's like yellow.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like, oh, that's piss. That's why. Okay, it's definitely piss.
Yeah.
they don't make I don't know of a gem color for yellow.
Yeah, I don't know. Amber, is that? I think that's the version.
We don't make Amber Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Let's save that joke. We can just cut out the 10 seconds where we search
for a cup version. Yeah. Beige. That's another one.
Beige. They don't make beige. Whichever
Beige
one works
Mountain
better,
Dew.
you can choose. They
Yeah.
don't make beige Mountain Dew.
Yeah. They give it 2 options just in case.
Yeah. There you go. That's for the old director. It's you.
There you go.
No problem, dude. Under Siege, great. That's he's a chef that was a Navy SEAL, right? And now he's like, I'm just a cook.
Yeah.
I can make bombs out of cooking.
Yeah, it's just Boat, Die Hard, but with the Playboy Playmate.
I think they made like 6 of those.
Yeah, they made a bunch of them.
I know. I think the third one, like, I think it was his daughter, because once they run out of ideas, they immediately bring kids.
He fucked his daughter?
No, every action movie.
Yeah.
That would have been a better twist, honestly, if, like, the whole time Seagal's actually a pedophile fucking his kid.
That's why
and
I moved
they're
to
trying
Russia.
to arrest him. But it's just from the pedophile's perspective. They're trying to break up my family.
Yeah, they made Steven Seagal Lawman as like a trap for him.
Yeah.
So, you know, they can catch him for
It's
the
entrapment.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean I can't fuck my kid?
Yeah. He's like, turn the cameras off. Turn the cameras off.
Keto. Papa's underneath this kimono.
Yeah. He's not wearing underwear. He just like lifts it up.
Do you think he ever goes like commando underneath the kimono?
Probably.
It's fun to say. Have you seen the videos online of him in Russia living there? Like, I would move to Russia if they treated me like they treat Steven Seagal. Like, he'll literally, for the people at home, he'll literally, like, those fake martial arts videos where like he touches you when people go flying through the air. He's doing like demonstrations for like arenas.
Yeah.
And they love it. Dude, they love it.
Dude, he's Boys with Poot.
Yeah, can you imagine how pissed off like Dolph Lundgren must be saying this? He's like, dude, where's my love,
Dude,
man?
yeah.
This is bullshit.
He tried to go back to Germany, but they were like, or like Austria. Or
Oh, was Lundgren Austrian?
I think so.
I thought he was
German.
Russian.
He might be.
I assumed because of Rocky.
Oh, because
IV.
of Rock. Yeah, but Dolph is that's German, right?
Honestly, now that you're saying it,
Yeah.
it sounds very Lundgren. That guy owns a castle where Jews died. Like,
That guy
for
wears
sure.
Lederhosens.
Oh yeah. SS was in his family.
Yeah. He killed some Jews
before Hitler. You know, they brought the idea to him. Like, you're not going to believe this, but I have a great idea for a group of soldiers.
Dude. He's the perfect Aryan.
Oh yeah, no, honestly,
6'5", blonde.
yeah, that degree from MIT.
Yeah.
Your body's very susceptible to steroids, and without any of the
He's a
ill
Nazi
side effects.
scientist.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's like the opposite of like Ronnie's gimpy arm, our friend. You know what I mean? It's like if all the experiments went right, you get Dolph.
Yeah.
If they don't, you get a Guatemalan boy.
Yeah.
Just stand-up comedy with half an arm.
That's why the Germans didn't go to Mexico.
World War I, they tried.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, if you just start shooting some Americans,
They saw the Ronnies and they were like, we're good.
dude. Argentina is a wild country to flee to. Like they did, like when they first settled there, just kill off the indigenous completely.
Yeah.
Like that is kind of. I know "cool's" not the political word to use here.
It's
Kind of
pretty
cool.
pretty sick.
It's pretty rad.
It's sick because it's gross, but it's also sick because it's cool.
Like, oh yeah, like
you killed an entire race.
how can you feel bad for people that don't exist anymore? You know, it's like if I got upset about the Incas, like it doesn't. Why? You know?
Yeah.
Oh, did you see what the English did to the Scottish in the 1400s? I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about here? You know, that's what our mistake was. Is that
We let them live
alive.
Yeah. We kept them around.
Yeah. We're like, you know, we want to have problems with you for the next 300 years.
Now we have to like make movies about them. And shit.
Yeah. Oh, dude. I don't think white people should be allowed to make movies about minorities ever again.
Yeah.
And not for like the normal, like, because they should tell their own story, but just because white people choose the worst stories.
Yeah.
Like no one wants to see 13,000 years a slave under the sea. Like, no one wants to see that, like, movie. Like, black people don't want to see that movie either. Like, no one wants to see that. Like, that's always the bad stories. It's never like, I don't know, whenever they had fun.
Yeah. It's not a bunch of Indian bros hanging out.
Yeah,
We got to see them getting murdered.
Yeah. It's not like, hey, let's do a movie about the war between the Apache and the Cherokee.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Also, they were killing each other.
yeah.
We were just helping out.
To
Well,
be
not we, you
fair,
guys.
war was here way before we got here. We just brought the disease.
Yeah. You just made it easier.
You know, and class. But like
I'd like to say I didn't participate in that. My people were in Iraq doing terrorism as well. That was cool.
what are you, Joe?
Chaldean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Christian Iraqis. All right. You're very fair skinned.
Yeah, I know. I'm white passing.
You look like your family pretended to be Christian Iraqis right around 1943.
Yeah.
like I'm just sort of be like
I look like I was bar mitzvahed.
yeah. Like your family was like there when like Britain and America decided to create Israel, and your family's like, I'm not down with moving these Palestinians out of here. I think we're
gonna blend in.
We're gonna walk down the block to Iraq over here, where people are sane.
Yeah.
And
these fucking sand people. All right.
yeah. Oh, I said sane, not sand.
Oh, okay.
Well, these people. Oh my god, dude, where these people are fucking sand. Like that would be wild thing to say.
Sand people on the Jawas over.
Yeah, it was more of like a sane because you'd rather live in what would become a dictatorship.
Right.
We missed it.
Yeah.
No, we went for all right. Yeah, people that ride carpets over it's not even close to the same people. Is it? I don't know. Is it Saudi Arabia? Is that kind of what it's based on?
Aladdin.
Yeah, like
I think
it's
so.
like they have a sultan, right, over there in Saudi Arabia?
It takes place in Agrabah, but that's not a real place.
No.
Yeah.
No. All right.
Yeah. So what movie did you watch, Dan?
Oh, Steven Seagal, by the way.
Steven
No, I love Marked for Death. That's my favorite one.
Okay.
It's he takes on a gang of Jamaicans. Lots of ridiculous. This is an early Seagal film. Lots of limb breaking.
Okay.
Like slow though. Like there was a scene that like they're in a shopping mall and like two Jamaican dudes are like, "We're going to kick your ass." I don't know why I did a French accent.
Yeah.
Definitely French. They immigrated. Everyone does.
I mean,
but and so he's just like doing his Aikido and like slow breaking.
Hey, Steven, I'm going to kick your ass. No, that's.
We're going to kick your ass down by the beach.
Yeah,
Boba Clot. Anyways.
Should have got Chet Hanks on this.
Oh, dude, Chet Hanks, he does those pretty good.
Yeah.
Boba Clot, Bushwaka. That's a super villain. That's Jamaican that fights Luke Cage. TM.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't sue us, Disney.
Yeah. But no, it's
good publicity.
It's great though. Like the movie's got everything you want from like a bad 80s action movie. It's over the top villains that make no sense. It's like I can't remember what his job is, but like he's got, why does this cop have so many connections to getting like to Jamaica on a private plane underneath the radar while he's ground? You know what I mean? Like
blended in.
It's got everything. And like there's a part where it's like you're marked for death. That means they put like I think it's like a cow tongue or a human tongue and they nail it to your front door.
Okay.
And that's like the Jamaican symbol, at least in the 80s, is what they were telling us.
Yeah.
You're marked for death. They're going after families. They're like trying to sacrifice women.
Voodoo in the movie?
Yes, dude. That's when it gets fun. Is like Seagal calls like two buddies that are like also gritty.
Yeah.
There's always the two buddies.
Right.
And they go to the Jamaica to track down the gang leader that ran. And Seagal pulls out, which he pulls out is supposed to be like a badass sniper rifle. Kind of looks like a 22 a little bit, but like,
just with a big.
And he puts like a silencer on. He's like, one whisper from her is all you need. Like, all right.
He blows into it.
Oh, dude. Yeah. And of course, like when he pulls the trigger, it doesn't even have like the movie. Like, it's just the guy falls over.
Nothing. He wasn't even trying back then,
dude. It's an amazing film. Okay. It's an amazing. And then he goes in to fight the villain and like. He cuts his head off.
Nice.
And then all of a sudden, because they fought with swords,
right?
As you do at the end. It was like, oh, we don't need guns anymore.
No.
We're done. Time for swords. And he cuts the guy's head off, and then all of a sudden, the guy's got a sword again. And while you're holding his head, he's over here too. Like, what the fuck?
His disembodied head is
just a whole new guy.
Oh shit!
Same dude, but like he's just repaired. He got his head here. Gets trippy.
Wait. Did he get cloned?
It gets supernatural out of nowhere.
So he just grows a new head?
They don't show that, like his body's
just
laying
back.
there. It's just like, oh, you think you killed me, and he's like spinning through.
Damn.
What is happening?
He did like a Mysterio.
Yeah, it became like a supernatural thriller all of a sudden at the
That's
very
awesome.
end of the movie.
There was nothing leading up to that.
No.
It was just this guy loses
It's
a
like
head.
bullshit, shaka waka laka voodoo
Yeah.
shit that they would put in like 80s movies,
Yeah.
and then at the end, like the guy's legitimately magical.
He should have just kept chopping off his head and like he kept on reappearing.
It's like a Hydra.
Yeah.
Except he grows like not only a new body, like another dick.
Yeah.
So it's just eventually he's got like 25 massive penises
Yeah.
just coming at you.
He forces Steven Seagal to suck him off. Each one of his dicks.
That'd be a good ending for that.
Yeah.
That'd be like everyone just leaves the theater like I did not.
They got to take some risks in these movies, you know?
I didn't see that. I didn't see that coming at all.
I didn't see the dicks
The
coming.
Grandpa's changed after the last Seagal movie. It's called Seagal.
Seagal, yeah. He saves he finally beats him by fucking him in the ass.
Oh,
Yeah. And then all the dicks explode.
at the same time,
Yeah.
or is it like a Gatling?
It could
gun?
just be like
they just
one-
they like rotate.
Yeah.
And shoot out. All right,
Yeah.
it's Seagal. If you're listening and you're interested,
We got an idea for you.
you're in, buddy. You name the price.
How do you feel about penises?
Giant Jamaican ones,
Giant
to be fair, because they're gonna be big.
And they're smelly because you know this guy hasn't taken a shower.
I think they have some water. I've never.
Yeah, sometimes.
But no, what's another good one? I can't remember the name of it, but there's one where he's working on like an Alaskan pipeline, like up in the oil, and like there's like
know
like,
something about pipelines, am I right?
oh yeah, those Jamaican dicks, and and like of course it's like the natives are protesting the pipeline, blah blah blah.
Fucking typical.
Dr. Cox is in this one.
Doctor.
The guy who played Dr. Cox on Scrubs. I don't know why I said Scrubs. Scrubs, the
Okay.
TV show.
I thought you were like calling someone Dr. Cox.
This guy's name's Dr. Cox. But no, he's in the movie, and like there's a scene where like they put an old man's hand down and they're just like, you got 10 fingers, and he pulls out like a bat or something. He's like, I hope I don't have to ask you 10 times, and then smashes a finger off the guy. That's not Seagal, that's just some dude,
okay.
you know?
Yeah. I feel like there's a high probability that, you'd miss.
You could have asked me before you hit my finger too. Like
Yeah. Well, yeah.
you didn't have to open
With the finger.
with
yeah.
maybe I'll sell out. You guys sold out. Why do you
Yeah.
think I'm above you? You know?
Yeah. Yeah. You got to be more trusting towards
dude.
henchmen.
They cut that guy's legs off with an ice auger that you would use for like ice fishing.
Did it show it? Or
Yeah, they showed it. They
pretty
showed
sick.
quite a bit of it, and then later on, like you see the guy with the auger and like his legs missing, and like,
Yeah. How do you feel about blood in movies?
like what do you mean,
Like massive like blood in movies? Like, do you get-
depends. Like I don't get like queasy or anything like that.
Okay.
Like nothing like that.
Yeah.
I think the only time that'll ever make me gross is if someone's eating like poop or something, and like I mentally put myself in that position.
Yeah.
And I just start, that's gross.
Yeah.
Like
Put me in that position right now.
yeah,
Thinking about it.
yeah, it's fucking rough.
Yeah.
Or like Hills Have Eyes 2, I think it was, when they pulled a guy out of that porta potty or whatever.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Was he covered in shit?
Oh yeah, they sliced the guy's body up and then shoved
Oh.
him into a used porta potty
That's
so he'd
funny.
die of the sepsis or whatever the heck that happens.
Okay. I think the cutting him in half would probably do it first.
No, they just cut him up.
Oh,
like,
cut him
cut
up.
the skin and stuff like that, so he'd have open wounds, and then shoved him in
Oh, okay.
to a full porta potty.
I feel like I could get out of that.
Well, I think they put him in through the back, not like the. Then again, I don't know, because like someone went to like show up because like people were missing.
Okay.
Then they went to go take a poop, and then someone reached out of the porta potty and grabbed their bare ass.
Oh, so they put him in the the toilet seat.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, in where you pee and poo,
okay.
in there.
That's gross.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you're guaranteed to die
Yeah.
slowly.
Damn. They should have just cut him up. Like cut him into
you
bits.
know. The sun's going down.
Yeah.
We have this porta potty here.
Right.
It's already full.
Yeah, if there's a porta potty, you gotta blend the porta potty with the
I
murder.
shit in the desert where we're at. Why would I need this porta potty?
Right.
This is my dead body potty.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. And like what else is in that movie? Dude, they set up, of course, Steven Seagal gets set up for trying to do the right thing. Always. And there's a part where like he's recovering by like the natives are like bringing him back to life because he has a lot of Native American references every movie.
He claims that he's like part Native American.
Is it like how my mom used to, where she's like, well, your great great grandmother was Cherokee, I think. I think we're like 132nd Cherokee.
Probably. I've seen him just straight up say like, "Oh yeah, like I'm Native." But then I've also
it like
seen
Nancy
him,
Pelosi or whoever that was? Who was it that was saying
they were wearing the kente cloth?
Not Lindsey Graham. That's a dude. The chick that was saying she was like
AOC.
No, the old white lady that was saying she was Native American forever.
I don't know.
And then they like
Rachel Dolezal
found out she was, and like Trump would call her Pocahontas and shit like that when he was campaigning. I can't remember her name. She's still in politics. She's like one of the big time senators or whatever.
Elizabeth Warren or something.
That might be her. That might actually be it right there.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm not caught up to my.
Neither am I. I just know that Paul Pelosi's probably gay. I think that's.
I mean, I think that was a gay scorned hammer attack to this day.
That was a gay lover hammer.
I love how people tried to make you feel bad for saying wild shit like that. Like at some point, they're just like, people are like, hey, hold on. This is a man that was attacked in his own home, and this isn't funny. And it's like, dude, these guys rigged the stock market. Fuck these people.
He kind of deserves it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I wouldn't do it, but
if can you imagine if you blew a senator's husband and you didn't get paid? Like, you would be pretty upset too.
Right.
You know, if that's what happened allegedly.
Yeah.
Steven Seagal is the subject.
Yeah, Steven Seagal is the straightest man alive.
Dude, that's why he's in Russia.
He's
banging
never had
all
a
that.
gay thought.
Do you think they just supply him with a train of like blonde Russian
Probably.
like wuss? Just like,
Dude, he's hanging out with the Tates.
the Tates?
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Are they in Russia now too?
No, but I saw like a picture of him hanging out with the Tates.
He probably tried to teach him a kick.
Probably.
Yeah, you know. I still remember Steven Seagal when Anderson Silva just liked Steven Seagal movies. So like he would just have Steven Seagal walk him out to fights. But like anyone that knew Anderson Silva's like, Anderson Silva's the best striker of all time.
Yeah.
Not taking anything from
Steven Seagal, he would not.
Dude, Anderson Silva knocked the guy out in like the backstage interview. Like Steven Seagal's doing the interview. He's like, well, yeah, you know, I've been having him drill that kick.
Yeah.
That front. It's like a basic front kick. He would teach a toddler or like a redneck, you know?
Yeah. He's like, what you got to do is move out of the way and put your arms up and redirect them.
Yeah, dude, it was.
And he just gets fucking.
It was so funny because every MMA fan's like, no, that's Anderson Silva. I'm sure he knew a front kick since he was 6.
Yeah. Fucking idiot. No, he's a cool guy, Steven.
No, he would probably be he'd probably be a terrible hang, to be honest. Actually.
He would, yeah.
It would probably be an awful hang.
You just talk.
Who do you think would be a good hang out of like the 80s action movie? Like here you got Chuck Norris, Van Damme, Schwarzenegger, Stallone, and Seagal. Out of that like that 80s group.
I do kind of feel like either Arnold or Van Damme like take themselves the least seriously.
Okay.
So I feel like I could kind of vibe with them.
I could see Arnold. Why do you think Van Damme takes himself less serious?
Well, I mean, he still does like the shitty action movies, but like,
because he does like the Splits commercials and stuff like that.
Yeah, like he does like silly things, and he was in like a TV show a few years back where it was kind of like playing on like the JCVD character.
Oh, wasn't it like he was actually like his real life was a cover because he was a world secret agent or something?
Yeah, that one.
Okay, that's fair. That's actually he was my favorite growing up. Was Van Damme. Nowhere to Run. If this was a Van Damme episode. Or ever have a Van Damme month?
Yeah, we did a what's it called? Kumite.
Oh, Bloodsport.
Bloodsport.
Yeah. I've seen I think every Van Damme movie.
Really?
Multiple times.
Okay.
Like Double Impact with Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Double Take, which is when Van Damme played a twin of himself. Okay. They ran out of names.
Yeah. I thought Double Impact was when he was the twin because he was.
Is that one? Maybe Double Take is the Dennis Rodman movie.
No, I was saying because like he could penetrate, double
That's
impact.
True. There's a lot of him, and like you could tell he had a Fruit of the Loom sponsorship at the time. There's a lot of like, there's a lot of him doing like high kicks and like just briefs. Yeah, a lot of splits and briefs.
When we did the Bloodsport episode, we were like probably did 10 minutes on like the maroon underwear that he was wearing. Like he just flashes
the
ass.
Burgundy,
and, like, burgundy underwear.
Dude, the guy that played like the ogre from like the Nerds and the guy that played the white dude in Bloodsport, like his buddy, looked exactly like my stepdad growing up.
The big guy?
Yeah. And he was also a redneck biker that loved to fight. That's all I'm like. Like, it was so funny watching that movie. He's like, you got to root for the biker, brother. Like, he was talking about a movie that was made in 84, and this is, 2003, and he's talking to me like, you got to always root for the biker. You're going to do it this time. Like, you think the movie's going to change? Like, you think this time?
There's
a director's cut where he's the hero?
He's going to win this time, guys.
It's my favorite, dude. Watching action movies with rednecks is the best. Like how black people in horror movies are amazing. Rednecks in action movies, the shit.
Because they're just cheering for the white guy.
Oh, it's not that they're just cheering for the white guy. It's just they just love any form of martial arts that's mixed with guns.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, oh yeah, that Chuck Norris. Like we used to watch Walker, Texas Ranger every night in my house for like years.
Really? Okay.
It'd be Walker, Texas Norris, and then this show called The Pretender where this guy could do like any job. Yeah. TNT in the early 2000s where it was on USA and switched over to TNT. But and like he'd be like, Chuck Norris would like do a somersault and roll around. He's like, man, these guys suck at shooting in this show, dude. I'm just like, and at the time as a kid, I love this guy. So I'm like, you know what I mean? Like you're into it. He's like,
fucking rule.
He's like, look they give him time to roll around and everything and pull his gun out. If it was me, bang, it'd be over, man. I'm just like, he's getting frustrated.
Dude, Bush should have sent him.
Dude, it didn't make it would be. There was one episode where there's a Navy SEAL coming on, and he's just like, oh, Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
That's like him and Walker are like this.
Yeah.
Walker might lose this one. It's like, this is a rerun.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
He's won every episode.
It's a show. What happens if Walker dies? The show's over.
Yeah.
That's it. It's not going to be, they're not going to promote
Or he comes back.
CD and the black guy we can't remember the name of.
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to be the show. It's the 90s in Texas.
Chuck Norris has to win.
Who was that guy? What was the name? CD was the old white dude in the bar.
I've never seen Walker.
You've never seen Walker, Texas Ranger? Oh my god. I can't remember his name. That's
the black guy. I don't know.
It's Yellowstone is going to be.
That's what I hear.
Looked at like how we look at Walker, Texas Ranger.
Okay.
I think in like 10 years. Like there's so much.
But is there action in Yellowstone?
Yeah. Lots of action.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. A lot of action, a lot of cheesy like white hero shit. It's not a terrible series, but like everyone's like, this is one of the greatest wrote series ever.
Really? Okay.
And I'm just like, this is Walker, Texas Ranger with a little bit better writing. Like really, like especially after a few seasons, like, oh, now he's the governor.
Okay. It's just like Western Sopranos.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Except they're not criminals; they actually own their land. You know. What I mean?
Okay.
It's like,
well, do they really own the land, Dan?
Dude,
do they own the land?
There's confrontations with natives. The entire that's actually an underlying problem throughout the series. But they do this weird thing where like people are coming for like the Dutton Ranch, which is Kevin Costner's family ranch, right? Land. He's like, they're just trying to take my land that my family raised our families on. We earned this land, and like there's like the chief of the Indian reservation that borders his land standing next to him, like, yeah. But like it's not like. They're not playing to the irony. It's just like the chief's like, you know, like,
yes, you're right.
We'll be friends in this, and it's like, hold on.
Well, he can relate.
Yeah, dude.
If someone can relate,
and no one like in my wife's family loves it, like her parents. Like no one in the family sees the insanity of this.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on crazy pills when I'm talking about Yellowstone with them. Like, you don't see how ridiculous this is.
The natives.
They started making fun of Chinese immigrant, like tourists and shit. Like, see that there? That's a grizzly bear, you dumb Chinese son of a bitch. He like shoots a
Open
rifle
your
off.
eyes, motherfucker.
If we get back in your car, it's gonna run over here and murder you. Because they're like photoing it on the side of the road.
I saw that clip on.
Yeah. And then he like, this is my land, and shoots him off with a gun. Yeah. It's like, all right. And then later on, like that episode, this guy's like up there hunting that grizzly bear or whatever, and he finds two
Chinese guy.
No, this is a ranch hand.
Oh, okay.
His name's Chip or Crip or something like that. Something with an ip.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And he goes, I don't know how this turned into, I'm sorry this turned into a Yellowstone episode. and like hanging over the edge by like a tree root are two Asian people.
What the fuck?
And it sounds like they're doing fake Asian accents. like, oh no, help us now, help. Like, I'm not, this is what it sounds like. Yeah. And then even when he fails to rescue him, when they fall, they're like, oh no.
Do they die?
Yeah. They fell off the cliff and the whole way down they're screaming like in a Chinese accent.
That's horrible.
It was fucking, I'm just like, what are we watching? Yeah, dude, it's a fun. It's
fun watching Chinese people fall down.
Oh, dude, that's awful. Like watching anyone fall down. The bigger they are, the harder the laugh. You know,
right. Well, then the Chinese would be the least funniest. They're not as big.
Vietnamese.
Okay.
That's why they were so hard to beat. They're so easy to hide under these leaves. Yeah. It's like if we fought the borrowers, dude. You're not gonna be able to find all of them.
Yeah, get some Mongolians up there. You know, that'd be funny.
Yeah. Like, unless they got a bow and arrow, then they're terrifying. Yeah. Thank God we have guns. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I watched Fire Down Under or Fire Down Below or something.
Okay. Which one's that?
Fire Down Below. It's from '97. He plays like some type of like government special forces guy. Goes to this small town in Kentucky, like a redneck town, and the billionaire is like polluting the river, and so he goes to like investigate, so he can like arrest them or whatever. But they keep giving him a hard time in town. But he meets a lady, and he falls in love with her, and he wants to like save her, but the cops keep hassling him. It was boring, just bullshit.
It was boring.
Yeah,
nothing fun. Not even like a fun hate watch.
Not really. I realize with a lot of these movies, they're more fun when you're watching them with a group than when you're just watching them by yourself, like in your room, like while you're doing something else.
Like taking notes, like, man, you know, he didn't plant his foot right.
Yeah, like, come on. Yeah.
I don't know. Joey Diaz made a good point on him that he runs like a ferry, is what Joey Diaz said.
I can't remember seeing him.
And there's one movie, I think it's his first Above the Law, I think is what it's called.
Okay,
it's like a first big movie. Mm-hmm. There's a scene where he's running and he literally runs like arms straight down like this.
Really?
Like, doesn't pump or anything. Like he would run away like that. Like, oh god. Like it's
broke both his arms.
It's the least like tough way I've ever seen a human being run in my life.
You think you could kick Steven Seagal's ass? Prime Seagal. You think you could
Prime
kick his
Seagal?
ass? Yeah.
All he does is that Aikido bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because once I hit him with a power double, he's not that Aikido don't work when I have your hips.
That's true. Do you do anything?
Yeah, I did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I wrestled in high school.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, you're a footballer, right?
Yeah, football too for a little bit.
You can take him down.
Yeah, I think I could get him down.
Yeah.
How big is Steven Seagal?
He's big now. I want to say he's like 6'2" or 6'3" or something. He is like a tall motherfucker.
Yeah, you can never tell with those guys. It's like, you know, like Stallone and Van Damme are like 5. I think Stallone's like 5'5".
Yeah.
Like, I think Van Damme's kind of short too.
I
think Arnold's the only one that's like above 6
like
foot.
6'6" or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's see, Steven Seagal height. 6'4".
Okay.
Yeah.
So Steven Seagal's a big boy.
Yeah.
Prime Steven Seagal.
Prime Seagal.
Well, here's the thing, too. I also have the confidence that if it starts to turn on me, I can run away because he's never going to catch me with that form.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not a fast runner, but if you run like that, the aerodynamics are terrible.
Well, and the whole point of Aikido is just really defense, right? There's not really like an offense like in Aikido.
Yeah, I mean, he shows like some wrist locks and stuff. So as long as I don't lunge at him like this,
just don't let him grab a hold of you.
Yeah. I mean, all I have to do is not wear a kimono.
Yeah.
You know?
Just grab his ponytail. You know?
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. Like if we're like street fighting Steven Seagal, I'm definitely cheating.
No,
so like,
if I'm street fighting Steven Seagal, I'm pulling out a gun and shooting him.
Yeah, I'm gonna be above the law with this one.
I'm gonna be beyond the law.
Yeah.
That's another one.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy because I feel like we're the first ones to experience how old action heroes get.
Yeah,
because even like our grandparents' favorite action heroes. Were already old on TV.
Yeah, and they like weren't like like Adam West. Like he he was just like a fancy man. Like he wasn't like doing action shit.
Yeah, and he knew it was like a goofball show, Batman and everything. And then you'd have like who's the guy that did the original Death Wish?
Fucking Charles. What's his name?
Charles Bronson.
Charles Bronson.
Okay, so that was like the original badass, like movie star badass. Him and like Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
And Burt Reynolds in the day. All right, so like those three.
Yeah.
But they weren't action movie guys, though. You know what I mean? For the most part, not Berenger, but Bronson was, I guess, with like Death Wish and stuff like that. But I picture actions like Arnold and all those guys in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like, that's an action movie.
Yeah,
ridiculous, over the top.
In Death Wish, he would just shoot people. Like he would just be like, that, like, you know.
So like we're the first generation to see like that group actually be in their prime and young.
Yeah.
And then get older and old, and like now people live longer and everything's on social media, and it's just like I'm surprised how well Arnold held it together.
Yeah.
And Stallone even though he's juiced. Tulsa King wasn't that bad. I was surprised.
Yeah. Him and Arnold, I'd say probably him a little bit more, but he probably has the best career out of all of them. Like today.
That's a fun topic. Yeah, I mean today, because he has a show that just fucking, I think, got nominated for an Emmy. Maybe it didn't get nominated, but it was like, it was huge like when it came out, and it was pretty good. I watched it. I was like, oh,
and
shit.
He was in all like the Creeds and like, he's like in the Marvel movies.
That Rocky series fucking carried him through 50 years of showbiz, which
Arnold's
is nuts.
doing good stuff too, but it's just, I don't think it's to the level.
Well, here's the thing though. It depends on how you measure it. Because Arnold, you got to remember, married a Kennedy and was governor of our biggest state in the country.
Yeah.
So it's like he just like leaned into like off the camera shit, you know, knocked up a maid, whatever. Which honestly makes me happy seeing like him with that son. Like he wasn't like a douchebag bastard son or anything. Like they're always like together. The son's like a big bodybuilder, and they're like, I see him on their bikes. Like Arnold's got a big cigar in his mouth, and they're on like those cruiser beach bikes or whatever.
Yeah.
Like for sure, like Arnold and Stallone definitely made it out the best, because Van Damme just like, it is what it is.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's too like, because I mean he's still doing like the Seagal movie where he's just like fucking the kickboxer like 12 or whatever. Bullshit.
We're gonna make my same movie I've done 13 times. We're gonna call it Quest this time.
Yeah.
Bloodsport Quest. There's actually is a movie called The Quest, which is literally almost a frame by frame movie of Bloodsport.
That's what I've heard. I haven't seen The Quest, but
at least I think that one's The Quest.
It is. Because he was sued. So the Bloodsport is based on a real guy, Frank Dukes.
Yes.
And he, I think, wrote The Quest, but then Van Damme like made it, and then he sued him for like not giving him credit for The Quest or something like that. I don't know, but they have some like long-standing beef.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the shady shit of business, because I think Stallone stole The Expendables, or he stole Rocky. I think he stole The Expendables from a guy at his gym, because he got sued and had to pay out. He lost in court or something like that.
Okay, yeah. I think I remember hearing something about that.
like there was like a notebook, and the guy had pitched it to him, and then like Stallone like took the notebook and made it fucking
Which, I mean, to be fair, in Stallone's defense, getting a bunch of old guys to like fight terrorists.
Right.
It's not that original. I think.
No, but it was like the first movie that successfully packed in like every action star into one movie. Yeah. For the most part. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's as good as it could have been, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, it could have been way worse.
I remember I liked it as a kid, but that's just because I liked everything as a kid.
Yeah. Like Expendables was fun.
Yeah. I didn't see the newest one.
I can't remember. I know the last one I watched was the one where they busted Wesley Snipes out.
That was the third one.
Okay.
So there was one that came out last year.
Did there one come out last year?
X-Porn.
Oh, wasn't it like we're bringing in a whole new crop? Like that was like the story, and it was like Ronda Rousey and shit like that on there.
Maybe.
Or wait, she was on the third one. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
They fucking together.
Yeah, all these fucking nobodies who were Expendables.
Fucking scumbag. I would marry Ronda Rousey's foot fungus. I don't honestly though. Like I view like sexuality and what attracts me to a woman. Like sure, looks play into it, but like achievement is way more attractive to me. That's why like Chris Cyborg, who looks like Vanderlei, like as Dana White once put Vanderlei Silva in a dress. Dude, the way she beats the shit out of those girls and is defending that belt, I'm like, God, you know what? That's fine as hell. Yeah. Does not matter to me.
You need I think there was a movie called The Lady Bloodsport.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it just a movie about their periods?
I
can't.
That's a good one.
Can't. Yeah. All right, I think we found the advertisement clip. All right.
That's a perfect clip right there. Yeah, Lady Bloodsport. I don't know who's in it. I think Van Damme was only in the first one, and then they got someone else for the rest of them.
Yeah, Bloodsport 2 came out way later, didn't it?
I think so. Lady Bloodsport. This isn't it. This is something else. Whatever it is, there's a female version of Bloodsport.
Okay.
And that's your like mating ritual. Like you get some.
We were just at Ronnie's for UFC 300 last month or a few weeks ago at this point, I guess. And like Kayla Harrison, who was like this big champ, and she's been like all over the world, just not in the UFC yet.
Yeah.
And she's fought at 155, which doesn't exist in the UFC. So she had to fight at 135 in this fight.
Oh shit.
Dude, she was so fucking jacked to the gills because she had like no body fat, and the way she was just like picking a chick up and throwing her down, you just like we were all like, dude, I'm fucking turned on right now. This is badass. Like, I love like a badass woman. Like, that's awesome.
That's what the Spartans were getting up to.
Yeah, they're like
they weren't busy fucking their boys.
We're not
strongest
fucking
bitches.
each other. We need some strong women with some strong walls of their own, if you know what I mean. Because it's gonna take us a while to come, because it's numb down there.
Yeah. What else about Seagal? I don't know. Seagal. I don't know.
What else about Seagal? I'm trying to think. Like, we've covered Lawman. We've covered a few movies. We've covered some favorites. I mean, the way it ended is just wild. Like, though, like how it's just gonna end with him in Russia.
Yeah.
Kind of like the who was the guy in The Godfather? Oh my God, that played Don Corleone.
Oh, Marlon Brando.
Thank you. The way like Marlon Brando like got an island and got fat and just had women blowing him forever until he died.
Yeah.
Seagal's doing that in Russia, so I kind of respect the move. He's like, I can stay here, live like it's 1986 again, basically.
Yeah. I can make movies where I'm always the best guy.
Yeah. You know,
hottest bitches.
Yeah, he gets to fight a whole new cast of villains because they'll probably be like, I don't know what Russians make. Do you think they'll make them fight Americans? Like,
probably.
Is there Russian movies like that where it's like the nuclear warhead's missing because those dumbass Americans lost it again?
It's always like he's like former special forces, but then he is like going after like the government people.
Do you think like his first like Russian produced movie, it'll be like him defecting from the U.S. as part of the I found out they were corrupt and I was fighting for the wrong side my whole career. Like that'll be the character's backstory.
The fire.
He just turns his back on America. It's like, I can't believe we did. It's like a school bus full of kids eating ice cream, like so happy, and like drone strike. You know, like stuff we do, but we just talk about.
He sees Obama in office and he's like, I can't do this.
I gotta go to Russia. Was he in Russia during Obama? Was that when he left? Oh my God! It all comes together.
Yeah,
it's like that's not above the law.
Yeah, it's like someone needs to tell him he doesn't belong there.
Oh my God, dude! But he had his moment though. To be fair to the guy, like he had his moments. Like one of my favorite scenes still ever is when I was talking about earlier, where he's like up in Alaska with the oil stuff going on, where like he's in a bar. And, like this guy's like being mean to this old drunk Indian dude, you know? Who's the guy? He's you know in Dumb and Dumber when they're in the burger restaurant, the guy that's gonna kill him, they give all the peppers to.
Okay.
That guy that dies. He's like the asshole in this scene. That actor. And he's like being mean to the drunk fucking Indian dude. Seagal gets up and they start doing the hand slap game, you know, like hold your hands out, and if I do this, I get to punch you in the face.
Okay.
They did that like for like 3 minutes till the guy starts crying, and then like of course like Seagal drops like some like better your life knowledge on the guy, then takes the drunk Indian dude home.
That's a pretty pussy fight.
Yeah. The guy's like, Seagal's like, oh, you want to be a man?
Yeah.
how tough are you? And just puts
Like
his
patty
hands
cake.
out. And I was like, what are we? Can you imagine if the guy just grabbed a bottle and stabbed you in the neck?
Yeah. He's like, I'll calm you down. I'll jerk you off.
Yeah. I'll jerk you off real good.
Yeah.
With these hands.
Are you a man? You're going to let another man jerk you off?
Dude, all right. Yeah. So that's Seagal. I mean, I don't know what else to say about Seagal.
I don't really know what else to say either. I was never really a fan of his movies. Watched some of them. Still not really a fan.
No. I mean,
I'm not going to watch anymore.
I think out of the 5, like that group of 4 or 5 we said, like Norris and Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Van Damme, and him, I think he's definitely the bottom rung.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Because like Chuck Norris was older than those guys when he like peaked, like did the Delta Force and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So like he kind of like got away, and he was already like a badass in the early martial arts days already. Like he had like competitions and stuff people knew him as. So he had stuff to fall back on. So he was able to just fade away in a great way. Mm-hmm. And then, as we said, Stallone and Schwarzenegger, other things. Van Damme just leaned into it, and Seagal's just like, I guess I'll go to Russia and fuck these whores and do fake martial arts for thousands of people in an arena.
Who are those guys, but like today? I guess like Michael J. White.
There's not a lot. I mean, Michael J. White, yeah, but it's like no one's reaches the scale anymore. Like that's why everyone says Tom Cruise is the last like action hero, because he's like the last blockbuster actor. So they don't make blockbusters anymore.
Yeah. That's like Chris Pratt, but like that's.
I think Michael B. Like, you know what I mean, but like he doesn't really do like action movies. No. But like when he was Killmonger, I was like, oh, he could do action movies.
Yeah, he's not really like a box office. Like no one's really seeing movies.
Even Creed 3 struggled without Stallone. Yeah. Like so, I liked it, but it is I'm biased.
Yeah, it was fun.
I love the whole series, so I'm very biased. Except number 5 when he fights Tommy Gunn in the street.
Was that Rocky Balboa?
No, that was the one where Rocky Balboa is when he comes back when he's like 60 and does like an exhibition fight against the world champ and goes to the decision. Yeah. Such a fucking stupid movie. All right, fair enough. I didn't like but Balboa had the good side story. Like the side story was good, even though it meant nothing to any of the future movies they made. It was never referenced again.
Yeah, I think his son from that one shows up in one of the Creed ones, but.
He shows up in Rocky Balboa.
Yeah.
To corner Rocky for the exhibition fight.
But then he also shows up like in Creed 2.
The end of
they,
2,
like,
he goes to Canada finally.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't like to get on planes. Like old man stuff that they say.
Yeah, those movies are fine.
Yeah.
I don't really remember any of them.
Yeah. I mean they're better than most boxing matches.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Dude, we've done 52 minutes. Do you want to talk about anything else?
How long do you normally do?
We usually do like around 50 minutes to an hour.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. Like anything else you want to cover? I think we talked about a few.
Do you have any other like favorite B action movies?
Oh man.
We watched one a few years ago, 6 String Samurai.
I think we talked about this the last time I was on the pod a couple years ago, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's like like an E-list action movie. That's one that a dude made you feel like in a garage and somehow got out.
That's one we could probably make.
Yeah, I could definitely. That was a fun one. My favorite, like one of my favorite Van Damme movies that almost no one saw, is Nowhere to Run.
Nowhere to Run.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like he escapes jail in the beginning, but he's not a good guy. Like in this one, like he was supposed to be in there. He escaped prison. You know what I mean? You know, like a lot of his movies, like I was framed or what? No, like he was supposed to be in prison. Yeah. His brother breaks him out and gets killed while he's breaking him out in the very beginning.
Okay.
And then this like lady finds him living in the woods, and she's like, people are trying to like drive her off her land.
Okay.
And he's like, well, I can't let some pretty blonde in the mountains, you know, like.
So he turns good in this movie?
Yeah. So he helps her out and fights off those people because he was just like a bank robber or something like that. You know
okay.
And so he's just like one of those guys.
Okay.
And and so like at the end he goes to jail actually.
Oh.
Turns himself in.
That's good. Pretty good, yeah.
So I mean, it's a very different it's still got the cheesy action stuff, but like for like a Van Damme movie, it had a lot of different tropes in it.
Yeah.
There's no like my wife was killed, now I have to avenge her, or like it's like a martial arts tournament because he has a lot of those actually.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Just the more.
I mean, Kickboxer was a great one too with him, because the villain was so good in that one.
Okay.
Don Poe. Tongpo. I can't remember, but I'm trying to think of another good action movie I love. Honestly, I think they're kind of B-list now when you look at them, but Chuck Norris had some. I can't even remember what they were called, but it was like the ones where he would go back to Vietnam.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think
rewrite history.
Yeah, I think the first one is like him escaping the camps, and then the second one's like he goes back because he knows the woman he loved was still back there or whatever.
Okay.
And he couldn't get her out when like the flood. It's very, it's Vietnam.
Yeah.
It was made in like the 70s, so it's still very real in that movie. You
Okay.
know what I mean? Like the emotion. So it's a pretty fucking dark movie.
Yeah.
And he goes back to Vietnam, and he's like, oh, not only do I have a wife, she had my kid. So I gotta add that in there. And then it's like
she a Vietnamese wife.
Yeah. And it's like the old Vietnamese general used to torture him as like the main villain and shit like that.
Okay.
So that's a really fun one. But yeah, that's about it. Actually, I'm sure there's plenty out there, but
yeah, I can't think of any. I don't know. Dan, do you have anything you want to plug?
Nothing that anyone's gonna see at the end of this. So
I'm not even gonna. This guy, he's a working comedian. He's always out. He's always.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me. It's fun. Like I said, I just did one Mike Epps' club.
Yeah,
that was sweet. That was fun. I just did that yesterday, so that was cool.
I said that's true. Like I knew that you did that.
That's true.
I didn't know that you did.
It's like Kurt Angle in the wrestling. That's true. That's true.
How was it? It's an open mic there?
No, I was on a book show.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was an open mic portion, but I was on the paid. Those shows are always weird because people are like, oh, are you here for the open mic? Like, I'm actually paid to be
I'm the
here
talent.
Right now, I'm not like the. Where do you have the comics sitting?
Not the. What do they call it? The regular.
Not the open micers.
Yeah,
we're the comedian. No, I'm an open micer, definitely still. But no, definitely am. I'm not touring and I'm not a club comic. That would make me an open micer.
You've gotten paid, which is more than I can say. So.
Never gotten paid. Didn't do a Bonto show ever.
No.
Oh, that's an easy one right there. If you want to get a paid show in.
Really?
Yeah, so reach out to Mark Bonto and say, hey, can I have a show?
Okay.
He'd be like, how long have you been doing comedy? He'd be like, I'm pretty, whatever. And
who cares?
Like, okay.
I do it sometimes. Dan will back me up.
Don't say that.
Dan
I don't
Grinnell,
vouch for anybody.
Dan Grinnell said I'm the funniest guy he's ever seen.
He'll message me and be like, did you vouch for this guy? I'd be like, fuck it, I don't vouch for anybody. You know that. Like
Dan Grinnell said live on my podcast, I have it filmed. He said, I'm the funniest.
You know what? I'll say this. Yeah. Hey, Mark, if you see this, he's no less funny than the rest of the people usually book on that. So.
Hey. I'll take it.
And on that note, we're out of here, boys.
Big peace.